Hey guys, this is Neka Agnes Wachiku on Podcast Diaries number 37. And today's podcast diaries is called I Don't Care. Yes, it's called I Don't Care. And this message is mainly for women who think like me. I mean, maybe I'm the only female that think like this. That's cool, whatever, I'll take it. I'm gonna try to not make this podcast too long. I'm kind of a little bit nervous to talk about this, but at the same time I'm not. And the reason why I'm nervous is because I don't want it to be a situation where, too many people get offended, but I really don't care, because at the end of the day, it's my thoughts. They're my thoughts. This is what I feel. This is my everyday life. Everything that I'm talking to you guys about in my podcast are things that I either have dealt with, know people who have dealt with it, or something that I researched. Whether it be watching a video on YouTube or the internet. But this is mainly my own pure experience. This is what it is. Somebody made a comment on social media. I'm not going to say which one it is, but somebody made a comment on social media. And the reason why I'm not going to say is because just in case somebody tries to look for the comment, and I don't want to start any problems, but somebody made a comment on social media saying that a woman is a whore or a hoe. I'm not going to use the verbatim what she said, but she said, you're a hoe if you can't stay, if you're not stuck on a man that you... she's trying to make it say, how can I say this? The comment was more so like, the statement was more so like, if a woman has been with a man for so many years, and then something happens, right? Maybe you don't work out, maybe you unfortunately become a widow, whatever the case may be, where you're no longer with this man anymore, or you're not with him as much or frequently anymore. And the statement she made, it kind of seems like she's saying, like her statement basically saying, like, if you move on to the next man or move on in a new relationship, you're considered a whore or you're a hoe. My thing is, no, that's not true. Everyone's situation is different. And I think I have mentioned this before on a previous podcast where another person made a comment on social media saying that it's whack as shit for a woman to give her pussy up. And it's like, dudes that think like that, they make you feel like, well, if you gave your pussy up to another man, I don't want you no more. And you know what? This is a frequent thing that I see on social media. And the more I talk about it, the less nervous I am about it. And it's kind of weird because I've never been nervous on my podcast. But the more I talk about it, the more I realize that I really am intelligent. And the reason why I say I'm intelligent is because you got to use your common sense. You got to use your brain. Like, you got to think about it. If you become a widow, that's your choice. If you choose to remarry, that's your choice. That's your personal choice. If you and a man no longer work out, it's your personal choice to move on. Just like it's his personal choice to move on. No, I'm not comparing a man and a woman. You can never compare a man and a woman. They're uncomparable. They're two different species. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. At the end of the day, even though a man is a man and a woman is a woman, we both have feelings. We both have emotions. We both have a heart. We both have needs. So just because I'm a woman, that don't mean I don't have needs. And what I mean by needs, I don't only mean sex. We need companionship. We need love. Most importantly, we need love. We need companionship. We need trust. We need loyalty. We need, support. We need genuine love. And genuine love, you'll get all those things. If a man is giving you genuine love, he'll give you support. He'll take care of you like you're his baby. Not like you're a baby, but like you're his baby. If he truly loves you, he'll support you. He'll take, like I said, he'll take care of you like you're his baby. He'll provide for you. He'll protect you. He'll, all the things that a real man is supposed to do. Like, I understand it's 2025. It's not 19 85. I get it. I understand it's not, 1950s. I get it. But chivalry shouldn't be dead. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother topic. We're not even gonna talk about that though. I'm gonna stick to the topic, and the topic is I don't care. And when I say I don't care, I mean I don't care about that statement that girl made. I don't care about that statement that man made. I don't care about a lot of statements when people make those statements. You know why? Because when people make those type of statements, it doesn't convict me. It actually makes me think even harder. Like, you know what? That statement, it doesn't make me angry. It doesn't convict me. It just kind of more so makes me think hard. Like, what is it that people are expecting? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you expect that person to do? If me and a man break up, I don't expect him to stay single forever. I expect him to move on and get into a new relationship. And when he does, if he and I are still cool, I expect him to let me know I'm in a new relationship. And then vice versa. If I get in a new relationship and he and I are cool, I'm going to let him know I'm in a relationship. So that way, there is no miscommunication. There is no, dipping back with that person. No, once you and I are broken up, if we're not trying to work back on being together, if we're not working on trying to be back together, then we're just friends. We're just cool. If you and I are no longer, on intimate terms, meaning like, we don't sleep in the same bed together no more. We don't visit each other no more. We don't do nothing affectionate at all. Why do you want me to stay by myself and be lonely? I'm not saying a woman should be desperate and be with any man, but of course she need to take her time. She needs to, be celibate for a while. If she's not a virgin, just be celibate for a while, and get herself together. But after she gets herself together, there's nothing wrong with her looking at other men. That does not make her a whore if she has an appetite for other men. Like, and what I mean by having appetite, I don't mean every fine man you see, you sleep with him. Everybody that look good, you're not supposed to sleep with them. That's disgusting. I'm talking about if you meet a really nice guy and he shows you he's a really nice guy, he's everything he's almost everything that's on that list that you've been asking God for. Why? What's wrong with you being her? You're only a whore or you're only a hoe when you are in a relationship, a committed relationship, whether it be you and him are married, whether you guys are in a long-term relationship and y'all live together, whether it be you guys are just in a relationship and you don't live together, whatever the case may be. The point is, if you're in a committed relationship with someone, whether it's a man or a woman, and you step out of that relationship to sleep with someone else, and you come back to me and sleep with me, then you're considered a whore, in my opinion. I'm gonna flip it like I'm the man in this situation. If I was a man, and I understand women, a woman can never be a man, but like Steve Harvey said, think like a man, act like a woman. I understand some people have, biased opinions about that, about his book. I get it, I understand, but I get why people are biased, but at the same time, I understand what he's saying. Sometimes women, we do gotta think like a man, but still act like a lady. Still act like a woman, but you gotta think like a man. And if I'm thinking like a man, a logical man understands, like, okay, we're no longer together. We're no longer in a relationship. Eventually, this woman is going to move on, and another man is going to be inside of her. If you can't deal with the fact that another man is going to be inside of your ex, you shouldn't have cheated. You should have been right. You should have did right by her. And then vice versa. If a woman is afraid or is secure that her ex might be dipping his dick off in another woman, you shouldn't have messed that relationship up. You know what I'm saying? But once a relationship is over with, that's when you should wash your hands clean of it. If you guys still remain friends, that's cool. But the sex should end. If you guys are no longer in a relationship, Why are y'all still having sex? Why are you and your ex still having sex? Because you still got needs and he got needs and you don't want to, sleep with another man or a new man. I get it. I understand. But if that's the case, if you guys are still sleeping together and you're still cool with your ex, you might as well be together. Obviously, you still trust him enough to still be sleeping with him. Excuse me. Obviously, he trusts her enough to still be sleeping with her. So, and you guys are still cool, you might as well stay together. But a woman is not a whore if she decides to move on with her life and be with another man. A woman is not a whore if she decides to move on from a man that does not want to be with her, first and foremost. He told her verbally, he told her physically, he told her psychologically, he told her in every way possible with his actions. Because like I said, actions speak louder than words. I don't see how a man can sit up here and say, oh, I like you or I love you, but his actions don't prove that he does. You can't sit up here and say you love me, but every time I call you, you don't answer the phone. And then when you decide to answer the phone, by the time you answer the phone, whatever it is that I called you about, I'm already got it taken care of by somebody else, or I can't get help from you, or I can't get no help from you. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even necessarily about just help. It could be anything. How do you say you love somebody, but you don't call them to check up on them? You don't call to see how they're doing. You don't care to see if they're well or not. So with that being said, if a man can't handle a woman that he used to deal with, if he can't handle her being with another man, my thing is you shouldn't have did her wrong. That's not your pussy. Like, that's her pussy. And I'm being a little graphic, but I'm being real. Like, at the end of the day, a man can say, oh, that's my pussy. Don't give that pussy up to nobody. We're not committed. You don't want to commit to me. You don't want to spend time with me like that. Every time I call you, you never answer the phone. And when you do decide to answer the phone, you always got a stupid ass excuse. I can't get no help from you, ever. Never, ever. You don't call to check up on me, but you randomly want to pop up at my house. That's not going to happen. We don't do that. Because I'm not going to get away with popping up at your house. So why are you popping up at my shit? That's how I think. So with that being said, a woman is not a whore if she is very sexually, how can I say this? You got some men who think that a woman is a whore because she has a sexual appetite. That doesn't make her a whore. That means she's fucking healthy. That's what it means. There's a word, what's that, alubia? I'm gonna look that word up. When somebody doesn't have normal sexual arousals and stuff like that. Lack of sex drive. That's the word I'm looking for. What's that word? The word is called libido. That's what it's called, libido. Libido. The internet says a loss of libido or sex drive, basically lack of sex drive, is a common concern that can be caused by various factors, including stress, relationship issues, underlying medical conditions. It can affect both men and women, and can have a significant impact on relationships and overall well-being. This is what the internet says. You guys can look that shit up and, look into more detail. But just because a woman has a high sex drive, that doesn't make her a whore. Because she can have a high sex drive and still be celibate. So, you mean to tell me a virgin is a whore? Because I remember when I was a virgin, I had a high sex drive. Before I even knew what sex was, I had attraction towards the opposite sex. Yes. I remember I was not 3 years old. I'm sorry, I said 3 years old. I was in third grade. And that was the very first time I realized what I'm physically attracted to. If that makes sense. So you mean to tell me when I was in third grade, I was a whore? You mean to tell me when I was 14 years old, I was a whore? Because when I was 14, when I was a freshman in high school, before I even lost my virginity, I had sexual interest in the opposite sex. So that doesn't make a woman a whore if she has a high sex drive. It makes her a whore if she acts on those high sex drives. That's when you become a whore. If you sleeping with 5 different men in 4 days, that's a whore. And you got a man and you sleeping with 5 different men in 4 days. That means on one of those days you had sex with 2 different men. And I am not judging women who live that life. I'm not judging them because I'm not perfect. But at the end of the day, you're not going to make me believe that I'm a whore because I have sexual interest in the opposite sex. Yes, I look at nice looking men because they're nice looking. Who don't look at nice looking men? Just like men look at nice looking women. What is the problem? Like, just because I might think he's attractive, just because I might think 2 brothers are attractive, does that mean I'm gonna have sex with the both of them? No. Just because I think 2 homeboys are attractive, does that mean I'm gonna have sex with them? No. Just because I think a father and a son is very attractive, does that mean I'm gonna sleep with the both of them? No. Just because I think 2 cousins are fine, does that mean I'm gonna have sex with the both of them? Hell no. I'm not gonna do it. But does it make me a whore because I think you look good and your brother look good? Or you just assuming that I'm fucking him because I think he looks good? Just because I think somebody looks good, that does not mean I'm having sex with them. So I'm having sex with every attractive man? That's called prostitution. You know that, right? And prostitutes don't even sleep with men that they're attracted to. That's the thing that people don't even understand. Prostitutes, the ones that actually get paid for what they do, they don't even have sex with men that they're attracted to. It's in these interviews, it's on TV, television, these real life interviews. These women tell the interviewee, I'm not even attracted to the men that I have sex with. The men that show up, that pull up on the street, on those corners, wherever they're standing at. The men that pull up are not even attractive men. They're not men that they want to sleep with. So you looking at, you could look at that kind of situation. Oh, so it's not that you like to have sex, you're just doing it for money. No, she likes to have sex. Because if you don't like to have sex, why are you having sex? Oh, because I just need the money. There's other ways you can make money. You can make money doing other things. I'm not even going to talk about that. That's me talking a whole different topic. But the point I'm trying to make is, if a woman is having sex with multiple men within a short period of time, that's considered a whore. A woman that's getting paid for sex, to me, that's considered as a whore. A woman, like I said, is in a relationship and she decides to step out on her man and she sleeps with another man. Yeah, that could be, because that's considered a whore. Yeah. Am I judging? No, but what I'm saying is you can't sit up here and think that a woman is supposed to stay stuck on a man for 10, 15 years. What the fuck you want her to do? Become a lesbian? You want her to become a lesbian? Is that what you want? Why would a real man want his ex to become a lesbian? You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, why would I want my ex to be gay? After he breaks up with me, he's gonna turn gay. If that's the case, we might as well be together. If you and I loved each other and, we just fell out because, we just couldn't get it together, but we loved each other. We love each other. Why we can't just try and make it work? But instead, you expect me to stay stuck on you and be with a woman, possibly, because you don't want to see me with another man. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do what you want me to do because you want me to do it. I'm not gonna do what you want me to do because that's what you want me to do. I'm gonna do it because if that's what I want to do. If I decide, God forbid, to be with a woman, and yes, I said God forbid because it's an abomination. I'm not judging homosexuals. I'm not judging their lifestyle. I don't have a problem with gay people. If that's you, live your truth. Be truthful about it. Don't lie about it. Don't hide behind a woman. Don't be a beard. Don't use a woman as a beard. You know what I'm saying? You sitting up here, you with a woman for how many years and you using her as a beard? When you really want the opposite, you really want the same sex? You wasting her time when she could have been with another man. But anyway, that's another topic. I'm gonna stick to the topic. My topic that I'm gonna stick to is, I don't care if you think I'm a whore because I decide to be with the next man. And I didn't even mention this. This was one of the main things I wanted to say. And what I mean, I don't care. I'm gonna be very selective on how I say this, but I'm going to put it like this. I'm going to use this as an example. If you and I have been friends for so many years, and maybe eventually we catch feelings and we end up becoming intimate, but you don't want to commit to me, I'm moving on. If I've been asking you for commitment for so long and you won't give it to me because your reasoning is because I'm not ready, well, why you still trying to have sex with me? You think you about to get this cookie? You think you about to get some of this? And you don't want to commit to me? For all I know, you can sleep with me, and I understand commitment doesn't cure a cheater. I understand there are a lot of people in monogamous relationships and their spouse or their significant other decides to cheat. I understand monogamy doesn't cure a cheater. I understand that. But at the same time, when there's monogamy, I feel more comfortable having sex with you. I feel more comfortable sharing my thoughts with you. I feel more comfortable being more open with you. But if there's no commitment, I can't trust you. It's going to be hard for me not to be able to trust you. It's going to be hard for me not to be able to communicate with you the way I need to. It's going to be hard for me to be able to share deep thoughts. It's going to make me very reluctant on sharing anything with you. So with that being said, yes, I'm going to move on. Because at the end of the day, like I said, just like a man has needs, a woman has needs. I want a real friendship. A real friendship is a man that you can call on and you can talk to him about anything. Anything, literally. You could talk to him about anything. And he could call you and talk to you about anything. That's the type of man I want to be with. I don't want to call a man and every time I call him, he got an excuse. Or I'm in the shower. Or I'm taking a shit. Or I'm using the bathroom. Or I was asleep. You asleep for 12 hours? Who sleeps for 12 hours? I don't know people who sleep for 12 hours unless you're sick. You're not feeling well. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, I don't care. And other women who are in my situation shouldn't care either. It's okay. It's not dick hopping if you were with someone for so many years and it didn't work out. And then you eventually move on and date somebody else. As long as you're not giving up your vagina to every man that you're dating, you're not a whore. It's when you're having sex with every man you're dating or every man that you're talking to. But if you are celibate and you're getting to know a man, or you're dating a man and you're celibate, that's okay. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. And if that situation don't work out, it will be easier for you to move on. There's no spirits attached. Like that last situation that I was in, I'm so glad me and that nigga, we didn't sleep together. I'm so glad. Because I don't have to worry about any soul tie. I don't have any soul tie to him. Like, I don't care nothing about being tied to him. I don't want to be so tied to anybody that I am not committed to. If I'm not in a committed relationship with you, I don't want to be soul tied to you. Once you have sex with someone, you become tied to them in some type of way. It's a spiritual thing. You think I want to be tied down to a man that got a bunch of kids, a bunch of ex-wives, a bunch of baby mamas? Or maybe he don't got a bunch of baby mamas. Maybe he don't got a bunch of ex-wives. Maybe he got a bunch of ex-girlfriends, disgruntled ex-girlfriends. Or maybe he got a bunch of women. Maybe you got a few females pregnant and they ended up not having a kid. I don't want to deal with, you got baggage that I don't want to deal with. I don't got no kids. I don't have no baby daddies. I don't have no ex-husbands. I ain't never had no kid by no man, ever. Ever. Have never gotten pregnant by a man. To my knowledge, I have never gotten pregnant by a man before. Ever. I have never actually taken, except for years ago, like that was a while back, but I was in a relationship at that time. But even in the last relationship that I was in, I didn't take no pregnancy test because I didn't have sex with him. You don't got to worry about stuff like that. But the other relationship that I was in for years, I never had to take a pregnancy test. And if I did get pregnant by him, I would have kept it because we were together. We were in a committed relationship. But it's not going to be easy for a woman like me with the background that I have and how I was raised. It's not going to work. I came from a 2-parent household. I don't want to be with a man that if I lay down with him, he ups and decides to leave because he just wants to. Some men do that. They give up. They're like, I'm good. I don't want to deal with this no more. He can just leave. So the 12 months that I'm pregnant by your baby, you mean to tell me you could just up and leave me like that? I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with a man like that. If I'm gonna be sleeping with you or laying down with you, I want to be able to trust you. So yeah, if I got eyes and I find another man attractive, and I find a man attractive and I call him handsome, does that make me a whore? No, it doesn't make me a whore. I didn't sleep with him. All I said was that he's attractive, or I might have said he's fine shit, or I complimented him in some type of way, whether it be his cologne, his car, his shoes. I might have complimented him on his hair, you know what I'm saying, or his beard. But that don't mean I'm sleeping with him. I don't even send pictures to dudes. I don't send pictures. I don't even send videos to dudes. The last time I did that backfired. So you think how you sit up here? That's why I said when I see these comments on social media, it doesn't convict me. It's more so like it makes me really think hard about the way people think. I'm not going to turn lesbian just because my 3-year relationship didn't work out. Yeah, I loved him. Yeah, I did love him, but he cheated. You think I'm about to stay with a man like that? And just because I'm not saying he didn't change, he probably has changed. I'm not talking down on him. What I'm saying is vice versa. A man is not going to stay with a woman that cheats or is cheating. Men don't do that. Most men don't stay with women after they cheat. So why is it any different for a woman? If a woman finds out that her man cheated, why is she supposed to stay in that? I'm supposed to stay hurt? I don't want to stay hurt. Or if a woman is, just, that term, the word talking, dating or talking or, conversing, whatever you want to call it, linking up, kicking it, whatever terminology you want to use. If we linking up or kicking it for over 2 years, you don't think by now you should be thinking like, do I want to be with her? After so many years, if a man is telling you, I don't want to be with you, or if a man, whether he's showing you with his actions, whether he's telling you verbally, I don't want to be in a long-term relationship, I'm not ready for no relationship, I don't want to be in a relationship with you, whatever term he uses, I don't want to be with you, or I'm not ready for no long-term relationship, or I'm not ready for a long-term relationship, I'm not looking for anything serious. Okay, well, if you're not looking for nothing serious, you shouldn't be having sex, and you shouldn't be trying to have sex with me. That's the way I think. So if I'm not trying to have sex with you, if we've been friends for so many years, at this point, if you're telling me you don't want to be with me or you're not ready for no long-term relationship, I'm not staying stuck on you. And I'm definitely not going to keep giving you sex. What are we having sex for? Why am I having sex with you? We're not in a committed relationship. So no, it doesn't make me a whore if I see another handsome man giving me attention. If a handsome man wants to give me attention, I'm going to take that attention because he's fine. What woman don't want to be, don't want to get attention from a nice looking man? Stop playing. Just stop playing. So, anyways, guys, at this point, I don't want to keep rambling about it. I've made my point. And the point is, I don't care if you think that I'm a whore because I want new meat or I want to deal with a new man, whatever term you want to use. I don't care if you think I'm a slut because I'm being nice to this handsome man. Why would I be mean to this handsome man? He's being nice to me. If a handsome man is being nice to me, if a handsome man compliments me, I'm going to compliment him back. Or I'm going to say thank you. But if I think he's handsome and he complimented me, I'm going to say thank you, handsome. Thank you, fine shit. Whatever terminology I feel like using that day. And that's just how I am. And that's who I'm going to always be. Now, if I'm in a committed relationship, you're not going to see me flirting. But I'm single. At the end of the day, I'm single. So I'm going to flirt with whoever I want to flirt with. And no, it don't make me no hoe. But if you think I'm a hoe, okay, well, whatever. I guess I'm a celibate hoe. So, with that being said, I'm going to talk to y'all later. I hope you guys have a good week. And this celibate hoe, Neka Agnes Watchku, is getting off live. Peace.